Alright, welcome back to another Spyro fanfiction, Book of Age of Heroes, Book 3, the final conclusion. By Spartan029. Chapter 1. The ground rushed below Spyro, excuse me. Wrong person, Spyro. His world spun and faded in and out of focus. Cold wind rushed over his body and stung his eyes. He opened his mouth to speak, but only released a glob of blood. He heard a muffled curse from the dragon who was carrying him. The purple dragon found himself being shifted around on the dragon's back as he tried to wipe the blood off their shoulder. Spyro closed his eyes and returned to the darkness of unconsciousness. It has been far too long since we last heard from Spyro's Cinder. Hunter shook his head. I agree. Theodore sighed. The young guardians have not reported back either. Do you think something has happened? Fuji asked flirty. I don't expect them to be gone no more than a week. Maybe 2 at the most. Hunter stretched his hand in frustration. Suppose Spyro has found something at Dante's freezer, Grill muttered darkly. Before they left, Spyro seemed rather distraught about something. Perhaps those wretched wolves were planning something diabolical and our young dragons were caught in the middle of it. Yes, that would make sense, Fuji nodded anxiously. They may have engaged the enemy Dante's freezer or have been captured by them or... The Lion Guardian's voice short of a sound of winged beats reached their ears. The guardians and chief warrior turned their heads to see a large fiery red dragon, followed by a small cavalry of elders coming in from the temple's uppermost platform. Infernus! George jerked his head back in surprise. We're being true here. How is the Eastern City? Grew Adam formally. Have you been able to rebuild Jesse's attack? The elder huffed and caught his breath. We have, but we still have several problems that concern the disappearance of our younger black dragon population. We heard. Theodore nodded. Flame mentioned to us when he and Spyro returned with the other guardians. Has anyone been done to for the young guardians to find our missing youngsters? The large fire breather asked. We are actually in the midst of discussing the situation. Hunter spoke up, staring at the dragon elder. It's been over months since we've seen Spyro and the other guardians. They left to investigate some possible wolf activities at Dante's freezer, and we haven't heard from them since. Have you seen any search parties out for them? Infernus asked after a moment's hesitation. The cheetah nodded, the troubled expression clear on his face. That we have. My people have sent out our falcons to search the land for them. Any word yet? Infernus's claws dug into the floor as he anticipated Cheetah's answer. To his dismay, Hunter shook his head. There hasn't been any sighting of them. Infernus's shoulders slumped slightly. He knew it was dangerous to be a guardian at times when darkness threatened the land, and that there was a possibility the young dragons would be killed protecting their world. But Flying was still his grandson, and the family bonds would always hold strong for the elder. Hunter sensed the elder's disappointment and placed his hands on his hips. There haven't been any signs of the young ones themselves, but according to the falcons, there has been sufficient evidence to suggest they're still alive out there. How so? The fire elder tilted his head sideways inquisitively. The lands beyond Dante's freezer show several signs of heavy fighting. Burning forest from fire dragons and many patches of wood leveled by an earth dragon have been spotted. There has also been a report of an entire wolf village being destroyed by a possible cave-in. Of course they've just been reported sightings, Krill broke in. We have yet to make any sort of actual contact with the young ones. I see. Infernus lowered his head slightly. Feeling the tension in the room begin to rise, Hunter turned towards the stairs leading to the lower levels of the city. I will go and search for Spyro and the others. Perhaps it is also time my people return to their homes in Avalar as well. Very well, friend. Theodore bobbed his spokey head. We will wait for you to return when you find them. Good luck, and may the ancestors watch over you. Infernus spoke with an air of sadness. The Chia nodded. Do you have a message you would like me to deliver our guardian of fire? Infernus stopped for a moment before shaking his head. Just make sure they're safe. Would that be all? Hunter asked, raising a skeptical eyebrow. The elder nodded. He had planned to say to his grandson, but thought it would be best to wait until the two were face to face again. Very well. Hunter pulled his hood over his head and secured his bow and arrows. I will take my leave. We will keep you posted as much as we can. Before the elders could say anything more, the cheetah started down the steps. At the base of the stairs, Chief Prowless was waiting with arms crossed. So how did it go, Hunter? He asked sternly. If we don't already know. Hunter shook his head sadly. Will we continue looking for the purple dragon and his friends? I give the guardians my word that we would assist in search for Spyro and his friends. I see. Prowless nodded. He was more concerned about his people than the dragons, But he knew that his people owed a lot to Spyro, and that looking for him was the least they could do. Very well. Paolo stood upright and they descended stairs to ground level. I will have our falcons on counter watch interviews until we have any reports of finding them. I'll have some of our scouts scout the land so we may track them down easier. Your help is much appreciated, friend. Hunter placed a thankful hand on his chief's shoulder. You've changed over the past couple of years. I realized I was wrong to judge Spyro and to hold a grudge against Cinder, especially after she brought the world from the brink of destruction. I suppose that is just a way of paying them back. They would appreciate it, Hunter nodded. As the chief tribe entered the main courtyard, the mole stood ready and waited for them. Hunter bobbed his head slightly and the guards opened the massive gates. Slowly but surely, the chiefs filed out of the city, looking around the vast horizon before them. It was the first time they had been outside the city walls since their arrival. Many of the warriors looked tense as they surveyed the land around them. They tightened the grip on their weapons and their ears flattened slightly as they sniffed the air, expecting to find the scent of a nearby enemy. I should go, Hunter announced when he and Prowlers exited the city. I wish you safe passage on your way home, Prowlers. Just be careful wherever you may decide to go, the chieftain nodded gruffly. I will. Hunter waved and turned towards the northeast. He took the cool air that surrounded the city walls into his lungs inside. Without further delay, he took off running, appearing to be nothing but a red and yellow blur across the plains. From the cover of the trees, hundreds of yellow eyes watched the cheetahs exit the dragon city of Warfang. The wolves lay hunched down on bushes as a line of felines sprouted in front of them. The mutants all licked their chops and did their best not to fidget anxiously. They wanted blood and they wanted it bad. Settle down, you fools, a rash voice growled. We didn't come here for your amusement. The mutant warriors settled down to a couple of whimpers. The southern wolf pack was far more disciplined than their cousins to the north. When their alpha ordered them to do something, they did it without hesitation or argument. The alpha stalked up next to young black dragon hunkered down in the bushes. So, what is your plan, master? He asked calmly. Lena only glared in disgust at the felines exiting the city gates. His sides were still scorched from lava burns, and he wore the scars that had plagued his body from the fortress collapsing on top of him. The young black dragon only had a mind for revenge, but Malfoy had other plans. You will get your revenge in time, young dragon, the dark was within his mind. But for now, you must stay focused if you wish to get what you desire. I understand, he replied aloud, catching the patient elf's attention. Leo was about to address him when he suddenly caught his eye. From out of the group of felines spotted a lone warrior. He donned a faded crimson cloak and carried a bow along with a slew of arrows across his shoulder. The black dragon's eyes narrowed suspiciously when the scout were disappeared into the forest. The elf would follow the dark dragon's evil stare, but remained silent. He was not in a position to talk openly right now. Scrunch, whispered the dragon without breaking his stare. Yes, master? The elf was immediately down on one knee with his knee bowed. Keep your head up, he ordered harsh without raising his voice. Did you see that cheetah scout break away from the rest of his tribe? Yes, the elf nodded. I want you to send your next in command and half our forces after him. Then glanced the wolf out of the corner of his eye. I have a sneaking suspicion he may be going to seek out Spyro and Cinder, wherever they have taken refuge. It shall be done. The wolf bobbed his hand, which swished his tail 3 times. Immediately another large wolf crept up to them. The wolf's fur was copper color with a long black streak running from the top of his nose and down his back. I want you to track them for the time being, Link continued in a hushed voice. He gave a sound of winds of pain as Malfoy's conscience began to emerge again. Black shadows spread out from around Leon's feet and spread through the darkness of the forest. The wolves didn't so much twitch their head from sudden dispersal of energy. Malfoy looked at Scrunch with grave yellow eyes. Make sure that your worries remain unnoticed at all times. I suspect that feeling is the sole reason Spyro and Cinder survived the catastrophe at the Well of Souls. If you found him then, he surely is capable of it now. Do I make myself clear? Crystal clear. Scrunch bowed his head again before backing away with the rest of his pack. He turned to the red wolf and put him aside, speaking in hushed tones. Listen to me, and listen well, Turoto. Scrunch nervous yellow eyes is subordinate. You and our brother are to find that warrior. Follow that warrior and keep him in your sights at all times. But under no circumstances are you to let him spot you. Is that clear? I understand. Turoto nodded obediently. You are not to attack until he has located for you the Power Dragon and his friends. When you have found them, eliminate them. And be thorough about it. I don't want anyone in my pack making the same foolish mistakes that imbecile Snarl from the North Pack made. I will not tolerate fighting from wolf or dragon for any reason. Is that understood? As you wish. The order nodded with a cold figure sweep of his tail. Just behind them they heard a sudden rose in the bushes. Every head turned, including Leon's. The sounds of footsteps could be heard fading away, and several wolves growled suspiciously. Duartus raised his hand and pointed it like a spear in the direction of the disturbance. He flicked his fingers 4 times, and 4 of the mutant wolves stood in the dark forest in response to a silent command. When they had disappeared from view, he turned back to his alpha. Scrunch nodded, seeing that his second command understood what was expected of him. The alpha turned back to Dark Dragon and nodded. Leon only turned back to the city as the last of the refugees exited the city. It would be night in just a few hours, and then they would make their move.